to do more, it's almost never taken.
No, they're saying, do you prefer for books to be turned into 1, TV shows, or 2, movies?
Oh.
Yeah, that's what they said here.
I thought they meant, okay.
If you prefer books to be turned into TV, I'm sorry, now I'm fucking up.
All right, one more time.
If you prefer books to be turned into movies or TV shows. So, and I see what they're saying. And,
yes.
And you know something? I totally agree with you on what you're saying there, Alicia, because you said that, and I'm going to read her answer here again. She says, I prefer a TV show. And I agree with that because one of the things that I've been talking about for years that should be turned into a television show, but an episodic television show, was The Walking Dead.
Right.
And which they're going to do now.
Right.
And even then, they're saying they're going to do it as a limited miniseries.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that, that's the perfect way to do most novels.
Okay. But the thing is, The Walking Dead is continuously going. It's still going right.
I mean, that's not, I guess, it depends on, I guess, your definition of book. Like if it's a novel, a novel as opposed to like a comic book series, it's already a series in itself.
Yeah.
So being, a TV series or miniseries works best.
But see, that's a good answer right there, because it depends on what the book is. Mm-hmm. I mean, look, if you have a book and its story is told and done, and they want to make it into a movie, then maybe it's better off as a movie.
Sometimes it is. I mean, if they can do it right, they can condense it just right. 2.5 hours is probably like the limit that will have all the best stuff. Perfect example, my favorite movie, Fight Club. Everybody who reads the book says book is good, but the movie's better.
Yeah, exactly. So some stories should it depends on the source material, because I guess, see, this is why when people get mad at me for saying this, you got to refer back to it when I do say this. If you do it right, you can do anything with it, because yes. I could sit up here and say, well, if a story is told in a book and it doesn't go on, then you should stop. But then I look at things like The Dead Zone, Stephen King, which is a successful series.
Right.
But that, it's told one story in a movie, and they told one story in that book, and that was it.
Yeah.
But they turned into a series. So it just depends. I mean, if they can mine some more stories out of that and they want to continue it on, that's fine. But don't force it. Whatever you do, just don't force it.
Pretty much.
Yeah. I mean, and then there's some things like graphic novels and comic book series and maybe some book series where if the story's still going on there, don't limit it to a TV show or I'm sorry, a movie. Go ahead and make it maybe a series.
But then there are times when it's like, look, this is like, a series of something might have a lot of fat in it. And maybe it could be condensed down into a 2 to 2.5 hour movie that tells you all the best parts right there. Or maybe it leaves you wanting more to where you can get another good sequel out of it.
Yeah. No, it's so many answers to that it comes down to that. It really is.
It's a case by case.
Yeah, it really is. Depends on what you're taking that material from, and what the potential that you see for it. God damn, I'm trying to answer this question from somebody who I don't know if maybe they've written before anyway. So I'm gonna pick 2 more here that from people who haven't had their question answered before.
All right.
Scott PJ, I don't think I've seen you before, my man. He says, what are some movies that you have watched where you watched the trailer and it did not lessen or ruin the movie you watched? To me, it feels like it keeps really great movies from being just sublime. Like with the movie Up. It was definitely, well, there you go. That is one where they did not show you everything that was going on before. Right. It was definitely one of the best movies I saw this year, but I didn't think it was perfect because of the trailers and commercials I saw for it revealed too much information. I didn't think so in the beginning. I mean, really, I did not know what that movie was about. I had to put all that stuff together when I saw it.
Really, I do feel like it well, I don't know. No, I take that back. It didn't really tell you that much. If we're gonna go with something recent, man, did the trailer for the new Terminator movie fuck the movie? I mean, they totally revealed like the biggest.
Oh shit!
Dropped the biggest spoiler of the whole movie in the trailer.
Yeah, they showed way too much for that shit. Oh man, yeah. These days they are showing a lot, and I'm trying to think of a movie this year where they did not show you a lot. You went to see it, and it was something that you just totally did not expect.
Yeah. I
have to disagree with you on Up, because Up, I really
no. You're right.
I'm talking about this guy, not you.
Okay. Yeah. There's a lot of trailers. Like people always ask me, like, what trailers have you seen that you're excited about? And I gotta be honest, I I don't watch trailers. I try not to watch trailers because, one, either they're going to reveal too much or they might pump me up more than I should be or just give me the wrong idea. Like I always say, trailers lie. You know, it's somebody, most of the time it's somebody making a trailer who didn't direct the movie, and it's just, they're just like, hey, I'm just trying to make people want to come see this. And they can put things together out of context and give you the complete wrong idea. Now, I gotta say, like the trailer for The Hangover really made me want to see it because it was funny, but at the same time, it does drop, you know, a huge spoiler. You know, it's something a lot of people complained about. One of the best jokes gets revealed before you get there. Now, to me, this movie is so funny even without that. But when people complained about that, I couldn't argue with them.
Okay. All right. I got a perfect trailer for you.
Okay.
District 9.
I don't even remember seeing the trailer for District 9.
District 9 didn't show you even half the shit that you saw when you went to see that movie. The trailer for it came out with a teaser at first, and then the trailer actually made it seem like you're going to see a documentary. And they didn't even make it seem like that there was an actual narrative. And the documentary part of the movie is only about 15 minutes. So when you go see the film itself, you're like, I'm surprised at what's happening here because I didn't think this. I thought this was the tone that I was going to have the whole way through. And half this shit that I'm looking, the technology and these villains and what, none of that was in the trailer.
Right.
Yeah, you really didn't know what was happening. They just had a really good hook.
Well, and yeah, I mean, it's got to have a hook, you know, to get butts in the seats to begin with. But,
yeah. Oh, you're right. Uh-oh. Somebody says, quick fuck this thought or we'll explode.
Uh-oh.
Gotta have your thoughts fucked in this section. Fuck your thoughts. And this is from your mom's fridge, bitch. So they say, can you think of the absolute worst times when people sitting next to you in the theater were getting on your nerves and being a distraction and what you did to deal with them? I can tell you one of the most memorable times that someone was kicked out of a theater, and not by an usher, but by the audience.
Oh, yeah.
You remember Lori yelled at that? No, it was Marge.
Yes.
Marge Bumgarn yelled at that somebody had a baby in there, and that baby was walking in the front of the theater. Fucking people, man. They had their kid, because we don't hate kids, we hate parents. And these people near the front row, and then they had some people behind them in the back too.
Yeah.
And that's what drove Marge crazy. Some people sitting in the front row were just letting their kids just play up there.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of asshole parents who do that.
Yeah.
They bring kids to movies they shouldn't. The kids aren't interested, so they just let them play. They're like, well, they ain't hurting nobody. He said, yeah, they kind of are. You're being really inconsiderate, and you teach your kids to be inconsiderate.
Yeah, you are. But I'm just thinking, how could you not think that would not get on someone's nerves? Your kid on the floor, right next to the screen, just playing like they're fucking Playland at McDonald's or something.
Yeah.
And then there were some people with kids like way close to the back that were also crying. And it just so happens that these people were together. I don't know how that worked out, but so when those kids start going crazy and they finally got the kids to sit down and the kids in the back start going crazy, Marge just said, you know something? If you're in a theater, take the kids out. And the audience just had enough of them. They're like, yeah. You get people like, yeah. What are you doing? Yeah. And then when they saw the people get up, the whole theater started clapping.
I know. I remember the dad was like, come on, these people are assholes. Yeah. It's like, you're the one bringing in the kids being loud, but we're the assholes.
Yeah, asshole. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, the whole theater cheered when they were leaving.
Yeah, I was.
I mean, look, even if it's a free movie, I mean, sometimes you got to pass them up. You know, if you have kids, you have a responsibility. That doesn't mean like, hey, come on, it's just a kid. Well, if it's just a kid, then take it out.
Yeah, exactly. God,
nobody
so hard about that.
Nobody owes you this. This is what it is to live in a society and deal with other people and recognize it like, hey, we're all sharing this. It'd be cheaper for you to stay home and just rent a movie than to come out to a theater. Even if it's a free movie, the money you're going to spend on popcorn is going to cost you.
Yeah. I'm hoping these days. See, I don't know. I don't know if it's which way it's working. I don't know if people are watching more movies at home and just acting any which way they want to and just not having that social interaction. I think
that's what. Yeah. When they come to the theater, they used to being at home, talking at the screen at the leisure. Not lowering their voice. I mean, hell, if you feel like you got to talk, you want to say something to your friend. I mean, shit, we sit there. If a movie's bad, we will make fun of it to each other, all through the movie. But we whisper.
Yeah. Yeah, no, we do.
Just lower your voice. That's not a lot to ask. Don't answer your phone.
It's a hard, it's an uphill battle now because it seems like more and more people are doing it.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, we keep talking about the Alamo Draft House, but we need to bring those days back when somebody came in and told you to shut the fuck up. They meant it.
Yeah.
And if you didn't, you left. They got these fucking 16-year-old kids now. They don't. What are they gonna do? They're scared. They're scared to go.
I mean, they literally are that teenager that's on The Simpsons. Sir, could you please lower your voice? But seriously, you know what they need, Corey? They need you, because I love when you're at the theater and people are talking. You would in a minute get that loud, intimidating black man voice and be like, "Hey, you need to shut up. Stop talking."
You know something? Have you noticed? I don't really do it that much anymore.
You haven't done it in a while.
Because I got my ass beat. No, shit. I kind of gave up now because so many people do it, and so many people are just kind of used to it that I think I'm becoming the disruption now. It's like I'm just. You know
what? There's times when I've had that inner debate myself. Like, okay, in my telling this person to keep it down, am I going to cause more of a distraction than they already are?
Yeah, and I don't think I don't know, man. I guess I've been in some movies now where like we're going to more midnight movies and everybody talks in that, and it's just like
at that point, I don't know.
Yeah, you kind of give up. We see so many bad movies now where people are talking and we just don't care anymore. It's only when I'm in a good movie, and usually these days when we go see a good movie, we're kind of mixed in with the critics, and all the critics know. Because these are critic screenings, not public screenings.
Right.
All the critics know, like, okay, none of us are going to talk. We all have respect, and we know better. We all know better than that. So, I don't know. I just haven't had the urge to do it these days because I'm just tired, man.
I think back to where we saw Jackass, and it was these two middle-aged guys behind me who got into it with each other, like, you need to shut up. Why don't you shut up? No, you shut the fuck up. You shut up. And then, it almost, one of these things where it was going to come to blows, but didn't. And you must have stepped out to go to the bathroom and came back. You're like, what's going on? I'm like, all these two guys back here telling each other to shut up. And you turn around and went, both of y'all shut the fuck up. And I'm like, man, you don't even know what's going on. Just turn around.
I think now that was when I just kind of had it with anything, it was just kind of like, fuck. Cause I remember that time that person was trying to open up that bag of Doritos. And I kind of felt bad for a minute, but I was like, because that shit went on for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
We watching Lord of the Rings. And I just turned around. We opened it already.
Well, see, that was happening the other day when we saw something when somebody was doing that. But I got that like I turned around and gave him a look, and I was like, okay, now they're doing it on purpose just to fuck with me.
Yeah. It's hard to really do anything now. Now these days, there's so many people who are used to people being dicks in movies. I just say, you know what? If I just sit here, it'll pass.
Yeah.
Only in extreme situations where somebody is just like, cause I remember I yelled at this woman, and I even thought, like, man, I'm kind of being cowardly here, cause it was a woman who was at King Kong, and she was sitting in the front, and King Kong, and I mean, this went on through the whole movie. It was near the end, and I just said, fuck it, man, we're about to leave. I'm gonna get mine in because she needs to at least know. King Kong was making this girl just lose her shit, man. This little girl, I mean, she was crying. She was obviously scared.
Yeah.
And that's what made me actually say, and I'm not too much better, cause I actually cussed in front of the little girl.
Oh, jeez.
Cause I said, we sat here through the whole movie and heard this girl. Why don't you finally take her out? And she's like, she's only 2 years old. That's why the fuck she shouldn't be in here. I mean, it was King Kong. You hear that? She's only 2 years old.
Right.
Watching King Kong go crazy.
That is not an excuse. Like, oh, well, she's only 2 years old. It's like, yeah, but you were absolutely right. Then why would you sit here and traumatize your daughter?
It's like, I can't believe this
What
shit.
kind of parent are you? What's the matter with you? Is King Kong more important than this life that you're in charge of?
Apparently so. I said, fuck this girl. I'm going to watch King Kong, bitch. Yeah. King Kong, King Kong. Oh, let's see. We got one more question here from Jason D, who urgently says, please fuck this thought. And okay, consider your thought fucked. Then you says, clearly you guys like all the Arnie films. And I just rewatched Commando.
Corey, I cannot believe you still haven't seen that movie. I
finally saw it.
Oh, you did? Okay, because yes. I've almost bought it for you several times. So
man, I finally saw it, and let me read this because I probably will answer this question from what I'm thinking here. He says, I watched Commando again the other day, and I was wondering, what are your favorite movie puns? Does the setup to them make them that much better? thanks. If you answer this question, by the way, you guys really are bad. Okay, I don't know what the fuck you talking. Oh man. I guess you're just asking for any kind of movie pun, but I did finally see Commando, and I love that ending where you say you're like, you're through, you're finished, and Arnold Schwarzenegger just gets that strength. Like he's about to die. I mean, he's like on the ground. I mean, but all of a sudden he gets this surge of strength. Like bullshit. I think that's because you built it up so much for me, and it lived up to those expectations. That is my favorite Arnold Schwarzenegger moment right there.
Yeah, I mean that guy had him dead to rights, beat down. He's about to die out of nowhere. You admit it, John. You're finished. Bullshit. He comes back with his big
impales him or something.
Yeah, let off some steam, Bennett. I'm like, wow, that was lame. Yeah. I mean, his catchphrases go, and I think Cyrus was telling me like they filmed it several times, him trying out several catchphrases, and that's the one they just decided to go with.
You're tired at that point. Like, fucking man, I'll take the first one. Shit, they're getting worse.
Although I gotta say, like one that was in there that I actually genuinely thought was funny was when he dropped that guy off the cliff.
Oh, I had to let him go.
Yeah, what'd you do with that guy? I let him go.
What did he say something to the guy when he did let him go though at the time?
Yeah, he
like,
did.
But you gonna let me go? I lied. Now Schwarzenegger's cool with me, man. He might be like a suck ass governor, but
yeah, you and when you watch that scene right before he lets the guy go, and he's driving that yellow sports car, they keep banging it, you know, and then like right before they drive off, they flip it down. It's a brand new car they drive off in, with no dents whatsoever.
I gotta watch that movie again for like continuity errors because I hear that there's a lot of them in there.
Oh yeah, but just I remember laughing, just like, wait a minute, okay. It's one thing like, okay, there's an army of mercenaries and okay, you can say like, okay, he's taking them out one by one, but there's a point when he's running with his back to them and they're all chasing him, firing at him, and he doesn't get hit by one bullet. I'm like,
yeah.
I was like, wow, what was this army gonna do?
Yeah, that's going through G.I. Joe syndrome and shit. You hear about that shit? Carl and I were talking about it. They want to make another Stallone movie.
Yeah, another Rambo, right?
Another Rambo movie, but they want to have him fighting like some science fiction type creature,
like a predator,
or like some guy who has like some serum in him that turns him into like a super monster or something.
Oh, like Bane from Batman,
something like that. Yeah.
Well, shit, man. I mean, look at John Rambo. You saw how unbelievable that got at one point, just like cartoonish with that body count. Especially when he gets that rail gun, just the way he's blowing people up. It's like you know, what's left for John Rambo to do really at this point?
I said fight Jason Voorhees in the last one. You know, I might as well. I'm gonna let us go because that was gonna be the last question. There are two. I'm not whoever sent me this question. I'll mention your name next week. But they said, "What are your favorite fart scenes in a movie? Do you have one?" And
really.
You do.
I do.
Yes, you do.
Oh,
I wish I could find the person that asked that, but you do have one, and I'll tell you what it is.
Okay.
Let me see here.
Is it a Terrence and Phillip scene?
No. Actually, that is funny. Okay, that's another one. Terrence and Phillip in
South Park,
the movie.
Yeah.
But fuck, I wish I could find this question from this guy. But anyway, they say that they were watching G-Force and they didn't mind the fart joke in that movie. Or maybe they disliked it, but they said, "Is there any fart joke in a movie that you do like?" Do you remember Bring It On?
Barely.
Okay.
Oh, but that kid. Yes. Okay. You're right. That was one that I liked.
There's a scene in Bring It On where Kirsten Dunst, she's walking and her little brother's just fucking with it. Like, at the scene opens with him. She's on the phone and he's behind her. "I have something to tell you." Really. Listen to me. I have something to tell you. And finally she gets off the phone. She's like, "Okay, what is it? What?" And he grabs that counter and throws his legs up in the air and he's like, and she's like, "You're disgusting. Go get out of here." And the kid just laughing as he runs off.
All right, man, you got me. You found the one fart scene that I like.
Because I saw that and I lost my mind, man. I was like, okay, I can't.
Because that's a weird ass little kid. I mean, I guess he's probably not a little kid no more.
Yeah, he was in that Thomas the Train movie.
Yeah.
What? Let me see here. Don't give up on me yet. Don't give up on me yet. This is a good question right
here. Giving up.
We're going to answer this real quick. And
roads dry. Batteries.
Oh, here it is. Here it is.
All right.
Real quick. This comes from Justin Peacemaker. And he says, if the spill parties become bigger and bigger each year, do you think that you guys will lose personal ties with your fans as your audience grows in number? For example, will the party become too big for you guys to talk to everyone like you did at this year's spill party? And he says,
did we talk to everyone? I mean, I tried.
And he says, look, I hear you, Corey, talk about the next spill party being bigger than this year's party, which was amazing, by the way. And I can't help but ask if the spill parties become bigger. Well, of course, if there's a room with 300 people, it's going to be really hard to try and talk to everybody. Yeah, but hey, look, all we can say is we're going to do our best until we absolutely, positively cannot do it anymore.
Right. And like, okay, say there's 300 people. We're going to talk to at least 100. I mean, the other people who we don't get to talk to, at least they'll see us trying.
Yeah. Yeah. And
there's 5 of us.
Yeah, we'll get around one way or another.
Yeah.
And I let me just say this. Jamie had me laughing. He said, I guess I should mention some of these parties going on. There's going to be a spill party going on in Georgia.
Is there?
In November.
Really?
It's going to be one going on in Amsterdam. I guess I should start mentioning that right now. Amsterdam party, October 17th. And I'm going to go to that one. So that's Pod Bay Door doing that one.
Right.
And then people are starting to have get-togethers in New York. Jamie said, and this is like Fight Club.
I guess it is.
People like starting to have their own parties under the name of Spill. I was like, hey, it's kind of cool though to think that. I said, I really do. I think because that's what's going to happen. People, let me put it this way. Don't wait for us to show up at a party. If you want to throw a party and we can make it, we'll go. But chances are we can't be everywhere all year long. It's too expensive, and sometimes these things happen at the same time. Because I know that there's a get together going on in New York where I go all the time. But that one time I'm not going to be there. I'm going to be in Amsterdam because it's also on October 17th.
Oh, okay.
G-Man is trying to get one together for the end of September. If I can go to New York by that time, I might actually go.
Yeah.
But yeah, people, you know what? You should take this opportunity to throw parties to meet other
just meet other Spill members.
Yeah. I mean, you never know what'll happen.
Yeah, we don't have to be there. We're kind of boring. Yeah. And you know what? How many times you want to listen to the story of how we all got together?
Exactly.
I mean, that's something I was thinking about today. I'm like, okay, like when we do this next year and we have, our live Let's Do This or LEOG, especially with the live Let's Do This, we have to rehash the origin. But there's going to be plenty of people that's like, yeah, I've heard this.
No, we're not going to do the origin again.
We're not going to do that again?
No, because I told you, next year it's not going to even be all of us in one room. I'm splitting them up.
Oh, okay.
Where you and Cyrus do your thing, me and co-host do our thing. Not because I don't want to do it, everybody. I just don't want to have everybody fighting for time or fighting to talk and whatnot.
Sure. But there might be people who want to see us all together. I mean, maybe we don't all have to have mics and do a whole long thing, but just
maybe we'll do one where we're all together, but like for the podcast like we have.
Yeah.
So I'd like for you guys to have an artist come in or a comic person or a comic guest come in and you interview that person. Maybe me and co-host interview an actor that's coming to town.
Sure.
And then we have our big film festival, which will be more for the fans than us.
Right.
And then we have maybe one big podcast with all of us that people can go to because I don't know. I think next year it'll be bigger. Maybe we'll have a dinner where people will, instead of a barbecue, people are eating dinner.
Yeah.
And while they're eating dinner, we come out and we do our podcast together.
Oh, okay.
All of us.
Okay.
So
that works.
I got plans, man. I tell you,
I know.
And I already pitched it to the guys when I went to Boston. I was talking to the bosses there, and they were like, "You did what?"
Oh, really?
Yeah. I was like, "Hey, don't worry, no money was spent." But they were like, "Wow, tell us about how you did this more." So I think, and they said, "Let's see what we can do getting started now."
Okay.
To do this next
year.
So I think next year we're going to be in good shape, except I'm aiming for June instead of August because it's too fucking hot in August.
Yeah. I remember when you announced it's going to be in August. I'm like, are you sure about that? Because it's going to be awful hot here.
Yeah, we'll do it in June. We kind of had a mild June this year. Maybe not mild for some people who aren't used to it, but it ain't August.
But August was hell. This is the worst August we had ever.
Yeah. So people get ready for June. Get ready to pull out about $10 or $15 for tickets because there will be charging going on.
Well, I mean, once you pay for a flight and a hotel room, $15.
$15 ain't shit, man. $15 ain't nothing. I mean, and really the $15, the ticket, not even the $15, but the ticket itself is just to actually know who's coming.
Sure.
I might even start getting tickets in December, and just start announcing events and whatnot, and have people come, because it'll let me know how many people are going to be here and what we can plan on doing it. Because we're going to make it bigger. We can't have Flaky Flake,
Yeah.
talking about I'll be there and then don't show up at all.
True.
So, but
talking about you, Spider John.
yeah, boasting and shit. I'll be there. Fuck you. No, I'm kidding.
No, we love you, man.
Yeah, for the next party, we're gonna come to your house and kidnap your ass with your money.
I gotta say, man, what was that? 3 weeks ago? Mm-hmm. I'm still kind of riding a high from it. I keep thinking back to that whole weekend, that whole, especially that whole Saturday from the morning for all the podcasts, man. And the party. That party was amazing.
Man, let me tell you something. I was really nervous. I said that Friday, I was like, this is a disaster in so many ways if it doesn't go well. It's embarrassment. It's people who came here and feel let down, and it's $2,000 out of my pocket just for nothing. Let me just say, I've spent $2,000 on embarrassment to pretty much just look stupid. And by that Saturday night, I was like, man, not only am I glad this is money well spent, these people are amazing.
Yeah.
But you're right. I was just like, that's why I guess, because I kept telling people, I was like, I was drinking all night, and by any other means, I should have been throwing up and just drunk to the point where I can hardly move. But
yeah.
I had such an adrenaline rush.
Yeah.
From that whole day that I was like, man, I cannot wait for the next one to happen.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. So people, don't let us down. Recruit your friends to keep the site afloat, because we're good. We're good for next year, man.
Hey, man, next year we got to get Come On Ass.
I really do want him to come, man. No, I mean, not on ass, but I want.
No. But we got to get him there to come on stage and talk shit about us. It'd be like a roast.
I would love it, man. Okay, now you brought up, before we go, we got to mention that video on Come On Ass, because everybody knows who he is.
Yeah, sure.
That motherfucker, he made another video talking about.
Why is he still talking about? I actually had kind of forgot about him.
And I like the guy. Please, people, tell him, don't go on his site and tell him fuck off or fuck your thoughts or anything like that. Tell him these guys like you, man.
Yeah,
I really do
I
like
think he's
him.
funny. I think he's really entertaining.
And we're not doing this to act like the bigger, better man either. No, we genuinely
that's the
think
thing.
he's funny.
Yeah.
I think that guy has what it takes to actually, host his own podcast with another person who could actually kind of give him better production value and keep him on point. Maybe just let him go. Let him do
better
his
production
thing.
values. Why are you kidding? Those low production values are part of what make that show so entertaining.
I'm talking about more like his movie reviews.
Okay.
Yeah, he just sits there and talks, and those do kind of ramble. I mean, I would love to see clips or something on there.
Oh yeah, you're right.
But when he's mad, I could watch an hour of that. And I'm not saying this to make fun of you. Come on, ass, watch me preach.
Man, don't get it wrong.
Yeah, I know you're gonna get mad at us, and you're gonna make another video about us or whatever. But really, we like you, man, because that other video he made with us,
where he outs me as George Jefferson.
Man, I got such a kick out of it. I wasn't even mad, because when people start posting pictures that they shouldn't, I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, but that day I just said, man, fuck it, I'll take care of this later.
I know.
But no, he put up the three worst podcast. He did well. Let me see. It was a video.
Let me guess. A Coco, Let's Do This, and a League of Extremely Ordinary Gentlemen.
No, let's see. No, it was the three worst podcasts that he's encountered on the internet.
Okay.
And he named two of them. And when he got to number one, I like what he said. He's like, and finally, the number one worst podcast that I've had the misfortune of listening to, and this should be no surprise to anybody, Spill.com. These sons of bitches, these bastards almost got me kicked off of YouTube.
Yeah, we did that.
Yeah.
Not nothing you did.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we got that much power. Yeah, we talked to the president of YouTube.
President of show business. Okay.
Show business. We talked to the king of the internet. And we were told, Carlisle was like saying, man, don't mess with this guy. Just let him kind of die down. And I was like, but I really do like the guy. I can't help talking about him. I really don't want to talk about him. Because I don't want to send traffic to his site and then have him say, every time I mention these guys, I'm going to get more traffic. But fuck it, man. As far as I'm concerned, he's earned it. Let him have it. Shit. He's entertained me. Take it, man. I don't give a fuck. Take it. Get a million hits. I don't care.
Man, that would be awesome to, like, you know, have him show up like as the villain. We put on a little show. Have him come out and talk, preach to the audience about
you people, you sheeples out here. How do you let these bastards get away with what they do? I don't know how the fuck they get away with it. You allow them to. That's what he said. He's like, I don't understand how you people are duped by these guys.
They're characters. Don't you understand? That's not really them. Like when you see Huckleberry Hound, that's a real blue dog. But these guys are not the cartoon characters that you see.
He's like, these guys, they fancy themselves critics and they think people listen to them, but yet they want to act like frat boys and they play characters. I really do genuinely like this guy. No anger, no hostility, no rivalry with this at all. No confrontation.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm a little peeved that he got so mad he wanted to, like, you know, look us up and expose us. Because, like, hey, man, you can't see this as a friendly for what it is. But at the same time, he is damn entertaining.
Very funny. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, get angry, make more videos, and get more. If you want some traffic from us, fine. Because you know what, you entertain.
It is funny that somebody who, like, tries to entertain people would get mad at the people who are entertained by him.
Yeah, because I love the guy. I really do. I mean, he went on this rant about the actress in Iron Man,
Gwyneth Paltrow.
Gwyneth Paltrow.
Everybody wants to attack her. She ain't done nothing to nobody.
Well, come on, doesn't take anything for come on and attack anybody.
I guess that's true.
But when he did it, he was funny. He was like, I forgot what he said. You just gotta look at it.
Okay.
No one knew who the fuck you were. You and Iron Man and got re-recognized or something. Man, I don't remember what he said. I just remember it was funny. I can't even do it because I don't remember word for word what he said. But you go watch it. He's very funny in his rant against her.
Okay.
So anyway, you know what? All right, people. That's it.
We've poked the trolls enough.
Yes, we've gone on and on to the break of dawn here, man. So, maybe we'll hear from co-host later this week because
he's gonna have some great stories. He better have some great stories.
I hope so. I told him we should have invited Raymond.
That would have been perfect.
That's another story for another time, people. But right now, we're gonna go ahead and get out of here. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Get to the chopper! Get to the chopper! Get to the chopper! Get to the chopper!